When Deanne had her 8th birthday party at Farrell's, even the Beasley brothers had fun. When Jake the Snake had his birthday at Farrell's, the whole group wanted to come. In fact, there's only one place so crazy, so totally wacko, that everybody has a party. Farrell's. Because whether you're 6 or 14 or right in between, you always have a party at Farrell's.
Hello and welcome to Lunch Therapy. I am your host, Joel Marshall. We're very happy to be here on this Tuesday to relax, have fun, enjoy. If you want to make any comments, please do during the live stream. Today is Barefoot Tuesday. That's when we kick off the old shoes, take off the socks, relax. We're going to breathe on this show. For those of you that never breathed, we're going to do that today. And we're also going to we've got a new sponsor. Lunch Therapy has a new sponsor. Yes. So very excited to announce that to go along with our other sponsors, Slob 90X, Crepe Erase, My Phone, and various other sponsors. And this is a very, very important one. I think that it's also a good therapeutic thing for you. So hang in there. We're going to announce that later on in the show. And the other thing I wanted to announce, Ginny Sykes was on the show last week. If you didn't see that on Friday, really fun interview with good old Ginny Sykes, regular on the show, hilarious comedian. And she's going to be on this thing called Mean Girl Murders. Mean Girl Murders, which is, about mean girls and murders. And basically what happened is she wrote an article years ago about some mean girl murder, and they called her in as an expert. She's going to be on episode 4 on April 15th is what she's thinking. A lot of times we don't know when these things are going to be on, but that's what's happening. Let's see who's here. Hoy Claster fan. Hopefully we're going to have a contest with Claster fan later on. Seattle looks like this today. Wow. That's great. Spring has finally sprung, minus the palm trees, plus the cherry blossoms. Yeah, we don't get any cherry blossoms here, I don't think, but maybe. Because, everything seems to grow here. It's amazing. Okay, let's take a look at some Futura Transporta. I got the question. I got the answers. This is a flying car that Chuck Goldsmith sent me. We're on our way. We've always wanted these since the Jetsons, and now finally, it's within our grasp. I don't know if I'm going to fly in one of those, though. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking no. What a coincidence. Ginny murders on stage, right? She murders on stage, and she talks about murders, and she's a mean girl, too. Or she can be, When she goes, row. When she does that? Row. Hoipy Barefoot Tuesday. Jose Salas, good to see you here. I got something for you. It's hummingbirds from Todd Lee's parents' house. Can you believe it? Look at all those. That's crazy. It's crazy. They're hungry hummers up there in the Pacific Northwest. Whew. Hoy, Camila Lopez. Great to see you here. As always, longtime supporter, new Patreon. If you want to support the show, patreon.com/Joel Marshall. We've got a thriving Patreon community there where we do some releases, pre-releases, of things like the sponsor commercial, which you're going to see later on today. Let's get into some breathing, though. It's a big drone. That's right. It's a big drone. A giant riding drone. Jose loves Hummers. I love the Hummers, too. I also love the healing vibrations. Now it's time for some healing vibrations for all of you out there. This is for releasing fear. To be vulnerable is to be authentic. Travis Schumacher. That's a quote from the healing vibration himself. He started singing now. This is cool. Okay, let's breathe in through the nose, out through the toes. Let it go. One more. Let it go. I'm feeling good today. Through the nose, out through the toes. Let it go. This is some next level healing vibrations we got going here. Because we got to be brave. Got to be brave in this world. Hummingbird community is thriving. Now we're going to segue over to the Mystic Hung. Got some Mystic Hung playing too. Thanks to Travis Schumacher. Now we got Mystic Hung out there in the fields, tilling the fields. Want to send out some healing vibrations to Mama J. She was going to host today, but she got this terrible cough. She's going to co-host with me. Too much coughing going on. Hopefully we'll see her in the chat room. Healing vibrations and Mystic Hung being sent out to her. Honging in there. Kamala's honging in there. It's good. Mystic Hunging. I used to do some mystic hugging. Sometimes I mystically hug my cats. Sometimes I mystically hug my wife. Sometimes I mystically hug myself. And other times I just mystically hung out. So mystic hung out. I feel like we're presented two versions of the future. Flying cars, food pills, silver suits, or bald big brains wearing caftans and moving objects with our minds. Which one do you want, Matt? People out in the chat room, which one do you want? Do you want flying cars, food pills, silver suits, like in Space 1999, or do you want bald big brains wearing caftans and moving objects with your minds? Mystical hugging. I love you, mystical hugging, Dutchie. I like that. I like that talk. It's fun. I was saying last night that I wanted to be called Dutchie. Just for that day. Which was kind of fun. Used to have a dog named Dutchie. That was great. Today we're gonna have penguins on. We got our special guest is penguins. These are some penguins at the Oregon Zoo popping bubbles. I don't know why they're subjecting them to these bubbles. They're at the Oregon Zoo, but they seem to be interested. Well, there's a lot of bubbles there. Seems like it would get slippery. Okay, one roller coaster and then we're moving on. This is the Intimidator from King's Dominion. Let's get to the good stuff. Here we go. Penguin-a-thon. Yeah, we're gonna do some penguining. Penguins are cute. Whee! Bubble hoppers. In the future, penguins will wear caftans and pop bubbles with their minds. Wow, that's pretty fun. There used to be this bald guy at the end of Star Trek with these eyes. My brother would hide under the couch. He got so scared from that guy. We don't even know who he was. He's probably in one of the episodes, early episodes. Whoa, getting ill. All right, now it's time. Oh, you are going to be glad that you, that's the sound of the roller coaster still. That's kind of a precursor to what we're going to see here. This brand new sponsor for the show. I think everybody must be excited about that because it's time, we finally got some sponsors. Feel better, Mama J. Healing vibes. That's good. Yeah, good. Send those vibes out. Jose is working. Good for you. That's good. We want people working out there. All right, sponsor time. We got this remarkable sponsor. I don't know, just came out of nowhere. So glad to be sponsored by them. They're called the Dutch Oven Inn. And here's the first commercial.
Have you been searching for some place where you can relieve the pressure and let it all go? Somewhere where you can just be yourself, free from all the constraints, where you no longer have to hold it in. Just let it all come out. Welcome to the Dutch Oven Inn, where folks from all over the world have been fully relaxing since 1836. Nestled in the warm heart of Amish country, we'd like to welcome you to a place of no judgment, just full acceptance. Our award-winning staff will make certain that you can really let your hair down and let it go. Our sparkling chefs will serve you magnificent meals of shredded cabbage and Atlantic brine, authentic Mexican refried beans, and bottomless bowls of hard-boiled eggs. Our tennis and yoga classes will set you free, and then relax in our natural hot. When you're finally ready to get under the covers, you'll discover the comfort and sustainability of natural gas heat. So come on by, get comfy, and get a whiff of the good life with us at the world-famous Dutch Oven Inn, where your release is our pleasure. Nose clips not included.
It's so weird. Well, I just want to say thank you so much to Dutch Oven Inn for being the sponsor of the show. Lunch therapy. It looks really super relaxing there. I'm really enjoying the atmosphere Do they serve beans? They serve as many beans as you want. Refried beans, baked beans, all the beans that you can try. Any kind of legume that you want. Pepe, yeah, that was really making Pepe hungry there. Matt Wright happens to mention Clint Howard played a bald Uber being in Star Trek when he was 5 years old. The adult actor voiced, an adult actor voiced the character. I remember that. And he said, I hope you like some Trenya. I hope you relish it as much as we. Do you remember that? Is that what he said? Because the only reason I know that is because I remember Tracy Thompson, one of my good friends growing up, used to always quote Clint Howard from Star Trek. And again, when they were roasting, it's another fun fact, when they were roasting Captain Kirk, William Shatner, on the Comedy Central channel, I believe, Clint Howard reprised his role 40 years later, playing the guy who drinks Trenya. Matt says, I feel like a lot of research went into that spot. Many fart types represented. Yeah, there were a lot of different, and they were just, placed in key moments. Timothy Holt, great to see you. I'm glad you enjoyed the commercial for Dutch Oven Inn. I gotta say, the way that came to me, the Dutch Oven Inn sponsor, is the other night I woke up from a dream and I was just chortling, just laughing. Do you ever do this where you're like laughing in your sleep? I was totally laughing in my sleep, just guffawing, to the point where I woke up Kamala and she was like, are you okay? What's the matter? Because she thought I was crying. And I was actually laughing about the concept of the Dutch Oven Inn. And then we talked about it a little while. And I could not stop laughing. I don't know. Farts, to me, I guess I'm a third grader. But hilarious. But I went to see a much more monumental film over the weekend. Guignel and Camel and I went to see Dune 2. Have you all seen Dune 2? Yes, Dune 2. Quite an amazing work that is. There won't be any spoilers because I don't know what happened. I mean, so don't worry about it. It's not going to be something that is going to be spoiled by me, but I want to talk about it just a little bit here. Boney, could we get some music? Oh, yeah. Some Dune music there for you. So yeah, Dune 2, extraordinary. It was 2.5 hours long, and with the previews, it's 5.5 hours. When we went back to our car after the movie, it had been impounded because they thought that we had died or perhaps abandoned the car at the Grove. Kawa. He was laughing so hard to sleep, I had to wake him up. I read the Dune book a number of years ago. I read the first 4 books in the series. Well, you did better than I did, Claster fan, because I must have read the first chapter of Dune 50 times when I was growing up. I read the Tolkien books. I read all kinds of other giant tomes, but I could never get past that first chapter where the kid puts his hand in the box and the flesh, it starts feeling like the flesh is falling off his hands, and it was so painful, so unbelievably painful. And yet he doesn't take his hand out of the box, and then they're like, you're our guy. You're so dumb that you would put your hand on a stove and let your hand completely melt and burn off. So that's the guy we want. Spice equals mushrooms. Interesting concept. It's true. Have you seen it, Todd? There is some shrooming going on there, it seems like. Psilocybin. Yeah, there seems to be some kind of a connection there. I don't understand the spice. In the beginning of the movie, they show the spice floating in the air, and they want to tell you how important it is. And I'm thinking, what is it, like cardamom? Or, but then they tell us, like, oh, no. This spice, not only does it taste good, not only does it make your eyes turn blue, but it also helps with interplanetary travel. Helps the ships go super fast across the universe. And I think that Frank Herbert, in writing this book, just kind of threw that in there. I really didn't understand where they were coming from at all. But then I realized Frank Herbert grew up in Tacoma, Washington. And in Tacoma, Washington, when I was a kid, you'd drive into Tacoma and you'd be like, whoa, what is that smell? I mean, it was called the Tacoma aroma. And you could smell Tacoma from miles away. And that's because they had these pools of wood. There were logs floating in there. And it would get all foamy and smelly. And it was basically they were making paper. And I'm glad they made paper because Dune, Frank Herbert needed a lot of paper to make that thing. Just wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote. And, so what happened was Star Wars became super popular. And they were like, well, we need to find another Star Wars. We need to find something else. What about this Dune book that I found? And in Hollywood, nobody actually reads books. So they looked at the book and they were like, the cover looks cool. I think it's about space. Let's make it. And then they decided, they were like, who are we going to get to make this thing? And it occurred to them, let's get the person who is the most confusing filmmaker there is, the most enigmatic person possible to tell this complex, very difficult story. And so they got David Lynch. And David Lynch, he could make Jack and Jill complicated. Now, I have an excerpt from actually David Lynch's screenplay, Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill went up the blobular flesh mound to fetch a pail of babies. Jack fell into an abyss with Robert Blake smiling at him and broke his oxygen mask and said, "What a good dead girl am I." See? So they were like, he should direct Dune for sure. This is the guy for this thing. And let's see what some folks are saying here just for a minute. Dune was hard to grasp when I was a kid. Recently reread, and the writing style seems almost stodgy now. Interesting. Stodgy. Yeah. The spice helps the navigator see the path for interstellar travel. Seems like a far-fetched premise to me, but I don't know. I thought maybe it was propelled, like it was some kind of like cayenne pepper, or maybe they'd been at the Dutch Oven Inn and that propelled them. Let's see what Todd says. The author thought of spice as psilocybin, probably why I could never get through the books. Like we're kids, we're like, what the hell are you talking about? Got assigned the first one in high school, failed the essay, should have had some mushroom tea. Yeah. Well, back in the day, Dune 3, the Dutch Oven Chronicles. Yeah. Well, back in the day when we saw the David Lynch version, we were all super excited. My brother had read the books because my brother is like a genius. And he still could not explain it to me because he couldn't even explain James Bond movies to me, let alone Dune. I still call him to this day and ask him what the hell happened. But anyway, we went to see Dune at the General Cinemas off Aurora in Seattle, and that is right next to the Farrells, as you know, and as all of you know, I'm sure. And they had books on the seats. There was a book to explain the movie to you. It was like a short little pamphlet, and we were like, well, if I can't read while the movie's going on. So it was kind of useless. We just sat on the books, watched the movie, and said, well, isn't that the guy from The Police? And why is he all greasy? I like the movie with Sting as a character. That was good. Good afternoon, everyone. Denaya Azure is here. Good afternoon. Let's give her applause. We're talking about Dune 2. Dune 2, as you know. As you know, because you saw it too. Blobular flesh mounds are more of David Cronenberg thing. Yeah, they should have had Cronenberg direct this one. Saw 3, The Body Problem. Oh, The Body Problem. Saw The Body Problem, not Saw 3. Now there's a plot that will twist your brain. Loved it. I do want to watch that. I don't know what it means. So anyway, we saw this one. We saw this Dune 2. Quite spectacular. Costs $190 million just to make a third of the movie. Third of the series. Third of the book. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It looks a lot like this behind me. There's a planet. It's all sand. It's all sand dunes. They're so thirsty there. They're so thirsty that when somebody dies, they squeeze them like a fruit and they make a juice out of it. And then they just kind of save it for later because it's like special juice that they're going to drink later. There's even a part where the guy, this woman cries and he's like, don't waste it. Don't waste it. He takes the tear and he eats it. On this planet, you'd get Me Too'd in 2 seconds if you did that. Just took some woman's tear and ate it. It's kind of creepy. It's freaky. It's freaky. But it's beautiful. You know, I still think that I need Cliff Notes for this thing. And then, you know, the thing is, it's got this Middle Eastern flair to it. And yet none of the leads that I know of are Middle Eastern at all. They're all just the same people that they trot out every single time. I don't know why these people get all the jobs, but they get all the jobs. Even Christopher Walken was in it. Christopher Walken walks out. He's walking. And it looked like, you know, somebody's grandmother walked on. You know, I don't know. I mean, Christopher Walken is an amazing actor, really cool, but it just seemed weird because he was like the emperor of like everything. But I don't know. I needed a pamphlet. Why do they sometimes have plot explainer pamphlets? Happy day, beautiful people. So nice to see you. That Dune was too freaking boring. Oh my God. Now we're getting some real reviews here from people that saw it. And what was up with that planet? They had a planet where the sun was broken. They had a sun, but everything was just in black and white. And it was like an anti-sun, one of those, what do they call black lights, where everything was just in black and white. And there was a guy, his mouth was all black, like he'd been eating, I don't know, tar or something like that. I don't know what was going on. But anyway, it was interesting. This is I just wanted to mention this. When we used to go to the movies when we were kids, these were the trailers. This is what we saw before the movie. I much prefer this to a bunch of movie trailers. I prefer that. It's really fun. It's relaxing. It moves along quite well. I don't know why they don't just show that anymore. And you know what? Why do they call them trailers if they're at the beginning of the movie? That's what I want to know. Super white people were really, really bad. They were like the super white people. Oh my God. Moving on. That is Dune. Hopefully you'll all go out and see it now. Reminds me of a boy named Charlie Brown. Interesting. Boy named Charlie Brown. You mean the General Cinemas thing? That's fun.
Yeah, you want to get some cortados, dude?
This just cracked me up.
Let's get some cortados.
Tom McGovern.
Dude. Let's get some tatos, dude. Yeah, you guys getting cortados? Yeah, do you want to get cortados, dude? Oh, I've got a couple of tatos, dude. A couple of tatos. You guys getting cortados, dude? Yeah, dude, cortados.
Cortados.
Dude. Rounded tatos. Never too cold for a tato. All aboard the SS Tato, dude. Listen, just a couple tatos.
What is a tato?
And where do I begin? I want to get cortados,
What's
dude.
a
I'm drinking
cortado?
so much tato, my hair's changing color. Cortado.
What is it?
Breakfast, cortado. Lunch, cortado. Dinner, cortado. Couple of tatos. Cortado! Hey, you want to get some cortados, dude? Yeah, dude, love a cortado. Let's get some cortados.
I'm going to get some cortados for sure.
Dude. Yeah, you guys getting cortados? Yeah, do you want to get...
I don't know what it is. Okay, because we're always keeping up with what's going on in the world, and we were just talking about the spice and how it makes things travel across the universe, there is actually an organization called Limitless Space Institute out there. It's a non-profit organization.
As incredible as it may seem,
I'll let him explain it.
There will be a time, and it may be closer than you think, when we live on other worlds. The moon, Mars, and in the space between. And when that day comes, just as always, our children will look with curiosity across these new horizons, with a desire to go further and to explore what lies beyond. But beyond Mars, the distances between worlds grow immensely, even within our own solar system.
See?
And become truly vast.
They need the spice.
Stars. If we ever want to reach out across these distances,
there's an organization for the spice.
To learn how to go fast.
Well, just watch the movie. There's a Go Fast organization where they're just trying to go fast.
Using our current knowledge of physics and engineering, we could build nuclear locomotives to take humans to all the worlds in our solar system. But a starship powered with a nuclear heart aimed for even our closest star, Proxima Centauri, would have to harbor hundreds of generations of people, all living their entire lives aboard before reaching its destination.
Amazing.
4.25 light years away.
Limitless.
It would take 2 years just to reach the orbit of Saturn, and another 2,000 years to reach Proxima Centauri.
If you're concerned about this
issue, be able to go faster.
About going faster, go to limitlessspace.org. Donate, all of your income. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
With our current knowledge of physics.
Anyway,
but with engineering, we have yet to
I'll
develop
skip to the
space. From
the
there,
end here.
There are no limits to where we could go.
Anyway, gotta go faster.
Perhaps one day, humanity will look up
notice.
at an alien night sky and strain to find the pale yellow dot that is our sun, our home,
that sounds horrible.
And know for the first time,
sorry, but that's
as we look back on ourselves.
Back on planet Earth. Here we are with the penguins. Whew, boy, I don't know about that flying fast stuff. I don't know about the spice. All I know about is penguins, and when I see penguins, I feel pretty darn good. Especially now that I've been out in space and all the Dune planets and traveling super fast. Penguins! Penguins are one of about 40 species of flightless birds. Now, I don't know. They fly in the water, kind of. They kind of do. I think it's really wrong. They fly in the water pretty damn well. They don't fly like that flying car, but not doing it. Before taking flight, penguins release air bubbles from their feathers, allowing them to double or triple their swimming speed quickly and then launch into the air. So I guess they do fly. It's contradictory. Look at how cute they are. Thanks, Kate Gemmel, for these beautiful images. The earliest known penguin fossil was found in a 61.6-year-old Antarctic rock. Now, that must be 61.6 million year old Antarctic rock, which proves that even back then, penguins rocked. It's true. Penguins don't have teeth. They have backward-facing, fleshy spines that line the inside of their mouth. Fleshy spines. It's a good band name. That's a good one there for you, Matt. Penguins eat mostly fish, squid, crabs, krill, and other seafood. During the summer, an active, medium-sized penguin will eat about 2 pounds of food every day. That's a lot. Santana cover intro. Cool. This is insane. How about we just take good care of this beautiful planet that we live on, bring back the matriarchy, Kamala says. I like that. I mean, look at this beautiful planet we have. Why do we need to get so fast that we have to fly out of our solar system, Todd? If I'm traveling to deep space, I must have a laser pistol. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, I like the sound effects. I love sound effects in the chats. Need some suspended animation. I just want to go to the Dutch Oven Inn. That's what I want to do. That sounds relaxing to me. I want to get over there as fast as possible. Penguins have the supraorbital gland located just above their eye, which filters out salt from their bloodstream, which is excreted through their bill or by sneezing. That's why they make great waiters. They have the uniform. They can salt your food just by sneezing on it. If they could only crap pepper, that would be good. Penguins also have a preen gland, very glandular, which produces a waterproof oil. And this oil is spread across their feathers to insulate their bodies and reduce friction as they glide through the water. Wow. That's cool. Once a year, penguins experience a catastrophic molt. This is when they lose their feathers and regrow them all at once. Most birds just lose feathers a little bit at a time. But penguins, they go all in. They lose them all at once. Sometimes when I take a shower, I get a catastrophic molt. When I take a shower. Which is rare, of course. Emperor penguins have the highest feather density of any bird, with 100 feathers per square inch. Ha! I didn't even know they had feathers. But now when I look at them, they do. It looks like fur, though, doesn't it? They have feather fur. Their flippers are also the prime weapons that they use in defense and attack. I think I'd make a good penguin. My hands are flipper-like, especially when I try to do any kind of handyman work. They just become these useless flippers. Flipper man. That's what I am. Flipper man. Please bring back the matriarchy, says Pam. I know, it seems like it's about time. What are you waiting for, women? Bring back the matriarchy. Humans? Catastrophic Molt is my new band. Did you ever hear the one about the penguin that ate an ice cream? No, but I definitely want to hear that. I definitely want to hear that. Okay, got him. What? Boney? Broken news time. Okay, it's time for broken news. This is the part where I tell you all the good news that's going on in the world. Some of the good news. I'm going to start off with Kermitops. Kermitops is a fossil skull that was found. And it is a fossil skull of a frog-like creature, just measuring over an inch in length, large oval-sized eye sockets. It was first discovered in the early Permian period rocks of north-central Texas by the late paleontologist Nicholas Houghton III. However, just recently, they realized, hey, this is cool. This is like Kermit the Frog from like a long, long time ago. So they decided to name it Kermitops. Kermitops. They named it after Kermit. Can you believe that? Kermitops helps us understand the early history of amphibians by revealing that there isn't a clear trend of step-by-step becoming more like the modern amphibian. It's not a clear path to go from ancient amphibian to Kermit the Frog. It's more like a hopping around. They just hop around like frogs. And here's Kermit with the Kermitops skull hanging out at the Smithsonian, the National Museum of American History. 3,000 miles to where she started. This is cool. This is like a really cool tale. This is the first woman to sail nonstop around the world. Her name is Cole Brower. Cole Brower made history as the first American woman to complete the solo nonstop sail around the world. She embarked on this challenging journey aboard her 40-foot racing boat First Light and finished the 30,000-mile global solo challenge in 130 days, placing second out of 16 sailors. They have a race. Believe these people? Okay, I'm going to take a risk here and have Todd's joke. Ever hear the one about the penguin who ate an ice cream? After he was finished, it looked like he blew a seal. Oh my God. Why do I read your jokes, Todd? Holy Guignol. Ginny Sykes. After I saw March of the Penguins, I lost my will to live. For me, it was Happy Feet. For me, it was Happy Feet. There she is. That's like right after. She's having a brewski. Hey, big brain. Hey, all you big brains out there. This is interesting. This is kind of good news. It's good broken news. So, our brains since World War II have grown 6.6%. 6.6%. Kind of hard to believe. This finding comes from a study conducted by a team at UC Davis that analyzed 75 years worth of brain changes between generations, and the research used brain magnetic, MRIs from participants. And they found that the average brain volume for participants born in the 30s was 1,234 milliliters, compared to those born in the 70s who possessed 1,321 milliliters. So we're getting bigger brains, and but I don't know if that makes us smarter. All right, let's get on to the contest. All right, I'm doing this show solo, so it's harder when I don't have the contestant here. But Claster Fan's going to ask us some questions. I've got some questions. Jeff Lohman's got some questions, and we're just going to I'm just going to try and answer them. I'm going to get the Claster Fan ones. And I got the big brain. Remember, I got a big brain. Huge brain. There's the scoreboard from last week when Pam Palmieri was on the show. We owe her a t-shirt. All right, so now that you know that I have a big brain, much bigger than, people from World War II. Gigantic. Now you're going to pit your brain against my brain. We'll see what happens. First, comedian quotes. We want to finish this up from last week. I don't have a contestant here, so just go ahead and chime in. Always takes time because the comments take too long. And if you have any useless trivia, please put it in there. Our brains are full of shit. Don't mince words, Matt. Don't mince words. Maybe it's just additional fat in our brains. She says, is that everyone's brain? I find that hard to believe, frankly. Maybe it's just additional fat. Well, what they're saying is, this is another thing that they said in that, is they said that we have a less chance of getting Alzheimer's, apparently, than us and the generations that are coming after us. They think, which, they're using their fat brains to come up with this. So they think that might be less chance of Alzheimer's because we've got more space in there, more backup, as they say. Our brains expanded their trauma centers. Feels that way, doesn't it? All right, Claster Fan's got a question in the thing. Here's my question. Who said this? Cocaine is God's way of saying you make too much money. I know the answer to this one. So we're going to have to get onto the Claster Fan one as well. We're going to do two at once. Which of the following, just to make it more confusing, like if David Lynch made a show, it would be like this. Claster Fan, which of the following 1994 films was nominated for but did not win an Academy Award? A. The Shawshank Redemption. B. Pulp Fiction. C. Forrest Gump. D. Speed. Siba says, amen. I like that. Which of the following was nominated for but did not win an Academy Award? The Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, Speed. I'm going to have to say Speed? Doesn't seem like Speed would win an Academy Award. I mean, it was a fun movie, but it was sort of a, you know, it was a blockbuster movie. But Academy Award? Ginny Sykes, birds march to the center of Antarctica, during which many die from the brutal conditions to give birth. Then parents and whatever babies weren't killed by predators march back to be eaten by seals. That's March of the Penguins for you. Let's see what Gigaduck says. Please don't let it be Weird Al regarding the Coke. Why, though? Why? Todd Lee, A. That's Clasterfan's question. Oh, yeah, I'm making this very complicated. A, you're saying The Shawshank Redemption did not win an Academy Award in 1994. Interesting. Ginny Sykes says D. Oh, my God. I'm starting to get really bobble-headed. Let me see. I'll just keep that on there, and we'll just look at them here. Okay, so Ginny Sykes says, Boney, can you come in here and just figure this stuff out? Because I don't know how to do this contest the way you've come up with it. Boney came up with this idea. He did. And now I'm just blaming him. Let me just do one thing, see if... Yeah, none of this is working. Okay, so let's get past this one. Cocaine is God's way of saying you make too much money. Who is it? It's not Judd Apatow. It's not Weird Al Yankovic, thank God, because that would have been very disturbing to one of our viewers. And it is Robin Williams. Robin Williams. All right. That's great. All right, so now we're going to go do Clasterfans here, and we're going to do it right. These contests are going to be the end of me. So let's see what people said here. Problem is it doesn't stay on the screen. That's the problem. D, Speed, Ginny Sykes. B, she also says Pulp Fiction. Gigaduck, love Gigaduck. Yeah. 11. Let's just find out what it is. Clasterfan, just tell us what it is, because there's no contest going on here. I say Speed. I say Speed. And what does Clasterfan say is the answer? Okay, there we go. Now the comments will stay on. Thanks, Boney. Thanks for that. Give them the D, Ginny. Robin. Robin Williams said it, yeah. Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is what we're saying. Pulp Fiction. Seba says Forrest Gump. Clasterfan's not answering. Answer is The Shawshank Redemption. Wow. See? Just goes to show you. Just goes to show you. What does it go to show you? It shows you the movie with the biggest advertising budget wins. That's my premise. That's my premise. Okay, give us another one, Clasterfan, and then we're going to call this a day, I think. Give us another one. I call Mandela effect. Yeah. For those of you that don't know what the Mandela effect is, it's when you think something happened in the past. Like you think Shawshank Redemption won the Academy Award in 1994, and you're so certain of it, and you've based your whole life on it, and you're just really like, if this will just blow your mind if this is not true, and then you find out it's not true. And there is no trace of your memory of Shawshank Redemption winning the Academy Award. And you feel like there's been a tear in that space-time continuum. Matt Wright says, Dutch Evan in David Lynch callback. What David Lynch film contains the line, I am as blank as a fart? Wow. I'm going to go with Blue Velvet. Blue Velvet? Our fight's blank. Nailed it. Todd Lee nailed it. He nailed it. Okay, one more. Which of the following NBC sitcoms was not officially part of the must-see TV block? A, Veronica's Closet. B, Suddenly Susan. C, Caroline in the City. D, 30 Rock. Wow. I like that one. Todd says 30 Rock. 30 Rock, because maybe it's newer than those other shows, and maybe they didn't have must-see TV then because everything fell apart. Suddenly Susan. Jose says Suddenly Susan. Now we got a battle here. 30 Rock versus Suddenly Susan. I'm going to say Caroline in the City. I don't know. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm going to go with C. Kamala says 30 Rock. She always gets them right, too. Always. All right, Claster fan, hit us with the answer. And then we're going to have a really nice musical interlude at the end of the show that you are all going to love. Not necessarily danceable, but a beautiful, beautiful rendition of a beautiful song that could have been the theme song to March of the Penguins. Could have been. It's that depressing. No, it's not depressing. Claster fan, hit us with the answer. Hit us with the answer. And then we're going to dance it out. One more for 30 Rock. The answer is D, 30 Rock. All right. Everybody kind of got that right except for me. They changed the name of the block to Comedy Night Done Right. Not as catchy. Not as catchy. I wonder why they changed it. I'll have to find that out. All right, it's time for a nice musical interlude to go along with your Dutch oven journey. Dance break time. Thanks everybody for being here. Sorry that Boney messed it up as usual, but it's starting to get abusive the way I talk to Boney. It's all in good humor, Boney. He knows. He's laughing. He can really laugh at himself. That's one beautiful thing about him, because he has no ego. He has no ego whatsoever. Man, those TV show names, I think we could jam on some fake 90s sitcom names. We definitely could do that. We'll have to do that next time. Dance break time. Oliver Pesh. You are on fire, Todd. You're kicking ass. You really kicked ass. So this is sad. Beautiful.
And many times confused. Yes, and I've often felt forsaken and certainly misused. But I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm just weary to my bones. Still, you don't expect to be bright and bon vivant so far away from home. So far away from home. And I don't know a soul who's not been battered. Don't have a friend who feels at ease. I don't have a dream that's not been shattered or driven to its knees. But we're all right. We're all right. We lived so well so long. Still, when I think of the road we're traveling on, I wonder what's gone wrong. I can't help it, I wonder what's going wrong.
Phenomenal, right?
And I dreamed I was dying. I dreamed that my soul rose unexpectedly.
Thanks for the
Looking
answer.
back down at me, smiled reassuringly.
This guy's amazing.
And I dreamed I was flying. And high up above, my eyes could clearly see the Statue of Liberty sailing away to sea. And I dreamed I was flying. We come on the ship they call the Mayflower. We come on the ship that sailed the moon.
This guy.
We come
Thanks,
in the
Oliver Pesh, for
age's
letting us play this.
most uncertain hour and sing an American tune. Oh, but we're all right. It's all right, it's all right. You can be forever blessed. Still, tomorrow's gonna be another working day, and I'm trying to get some rest. That's all I'm trying to get, some rest.
All right, we'll see you on Friday. We got a great guest for Friday. Looking forward to seeing you then.